And welcome back to the OSU World Cup 2025 in the quarterfinals stage in the losers bracket. We've got a matchup between a couple of nations in the Pacific, very close in seeding, very close to each other. We've got Philippines versus Indonesia over here on the C stream, graciously provided to us by Dio. I'm Miles, and joining me here on the cast is our resident Indonesian himself, Blank Tap. What's up, man?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. This is going to be quite the exciting match. A difference of 4 seed between these guys. Definitely an action-packed match to be had. Indonesia very consistent and aim. And with their mechanics last round, very good scores on things like DT1, DT2, no mod 1, but quite shaky on those hot rock flow and especially the low AR and gimmick stuff on the hidden, which Philippines is quite good at with some players like Zani, Nathan Ram, and Nikarusi, the core for Philippines as well. Very balanced overall across the board, but it was last round. This round's pool is there's more maps to say the least, so we're about to see plenty of action.
More maps, and they're a lot harder. The quarterfinals jump from round of 16 is always the hardest one in the tournament, and that is again the case this year. I mean, the hardest map in this pool by star rating is above 8 stars up on that DT1, and it's crazy that we're already there. In the past, you would never see 8 stars until like finals or grands. Now we're getting it in quarterfinals. Star rating is definitely something else.
Okay, but to be fair, it is remote control though. Gotta get that SR up to farm it, but I do feel that is definitely one of the easier DTs in this map pool. Surprisingly, can't believe I'm saying that on remote control and all things. Something that I'm very interested to see is, again, the hot rock flow come into play, because Indonesia definitely did not seem too good, not looking too well last round, and once again that hot rock flow being pushed as an agenda in the map pool once more with that hot rock one, and it's even harder this time.
Yeah, I think the pick strategy for Indonesia this match is going to be a little bit shaky because most of the skill sets that they're very good on, Philippines is also really good on. So like where they would usually want to pick maps like the Nomad 1 or the Hidden 1, you're going to be picking into a Philippines roster that is also pretty strong on those skill sets. So I think a place where they might want to exploit is maybe some of that speed, try to test them there, see if players like Lifeline can get going, but who knows.
Yeah, the Philippines, I don't think they were too tested on those raw tapping mechanics. Some of the DT maps they played was the previous round's ring, which is not that too quickly, more on that high AR reading with those ults, so gonna be very interesting to see Indonesia open that kind of worms. However, on the bans though, I think we do have two, and I am definitely seeing a double gimmick ban coming from Indonesia, something along the lines of Nomad 5, Hidden 2, I suppose. Actually, this one's Hidden 2 isn't reading per se, it is AR9 Precision Flow, so don't really know how both teams are feeling on that one actually.
That map is an absolute wild card in my eyes. I mean, like, Hidden Flow is a difficult skill set on its own, and then you make it AR9, which not everyone is very comfortable on, and then also CS7, it's a pretty tough map to gauge. I think they might favor banning something like Hidden 3, which is also, flow aim control, some finger control on that one as well. Also a meaty map that I think Nathan Ram is just going to absolutely eat up, so you might want to get rid of that one, and then if you're looking at raw low AR, the other maps in the pool that have that are the free mod 2, which is anti-mod, which you probably don't want to ban, and the DT4, which is basically an A map. So I think the Nomad 5 Hidden 3 bans would work out here for Indo if they did go for them.
That is true. Definitely gotta be wary of those flow A maps though. Gotta call out Prima 3. That map is the definition of flow. Plenty of circles, and I mean, I can think of one or two players comfortable enough to play that on hidden for Indonesia, so probably not gonna be their main ban indeed, but something Philippines gonna be looking at quite intently. However, though, Philippines ban, now that's an interesting question. I suppose something along the lines of the DTs, you know, those speeds, as you said, something that Indonesia could check around.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see where they go because I feel like there's a lot of different places they can go because I think they have a better grasp on this pool in terms of skill set coverage, so they're able to pick and choose more with their picks. So kind of just ban out the maps where you think your opponent's gonna do well, but you're not really sure of your own scores. Not entirely sure what those maps are gonna be for Philippines.
Indeed. And now, as the referee calls out for Philippines regarding both of their bans, I'm sure the answer will come to us soon enough, but this is definitely gonna be a gimmick ban coming from Indonesia and mechanics coming from Philippines unless they are very uncomfortable on one of these maps. Looking at the selection though, nothing much really. Oh, is TT4 Indonesia favored? Don't think so. It is a kind of aim, but it's kind of lots and lots of those tricky linears that you can't really be consistent on. Definitely not equivalent to that of DT1.
Yeah, DT4 I think is another one of those kind of wild card picks because one thing with people I've spoken to, they don't know whether to classify that as like a difficult snap aim map or a difficult flow aim map. I've heard different things from different people, but just the spacing on the patterns and the awkwardness of it, I just think it's a tough map to be consistent on. And wow, it is the double speed bans coming out from Philippines. The cards have been shown, no DT2, no DT3, and now we probably know what route Indonesia is going to go for in this match. There's a map left up in speed in the Nomad 2, but otherwise that is it really for the high intensity tapping in the pool.
Yeah, everything else is quite fair game for both teams actually. Indonesia, I mean, we're just waiting for the hidden 3 ban at this point, but maybe something else they are worried about that they are waiting for. Again, Nomad 5 is kind of a one-off thing in this pool. The AR8 intense reading map, like, not really seeing it. I mean, okay, free mod 2 is also a possibility as you said, but I do feel that, wait, what? They're going for hidden 2 nonetheless as a ban instead of hidden 3? Okay, alright, they are very uncomfortable. Yeah.
Makes sense, but I think that map is kind of more of, I think I would say Clown Fiesta potential on that map, and I guess Clown Fiesta's on a map like that against a player like Nathan Ram, maybe you don't really want to wager on that, so acceptable ban for sure.
Yeah, I suppose I do see the reason now. Indonesia is pretty decent on flow aim, albeit shaky, and also on precision, but this one is on hidden and it's AR9, so you can't really extend or like just unleash your precision roster when you gotta be very confident on those relatively low AR flow aim maps. So, alright, that makes sense.
So now for Philippines' first pick, some of their notable performances last week were, I think they got second overall on the Nomad 1. So a very strong aim team could pick into aim. They also got, I believe, rank 2 overall on the hidden 2. So could potentially pick the reading, although the main reading pick did get banned out. There's still that comfy free mod 2, but doing so you're also letting Indonesia take those comfort mods. So maybe they will spec into aim, but at the same time, it's like, it's one of those overlapping skill sets, as I mentioned earlier, where both teams are going to be good at it. So you can't really count on your opponent not being able to play it, just like choosing the map where statistically you got the best score on last round.
I do feel that Philippines is gonna not really shy away from A maps, but rather avoid picking it themselves. I do think Indonesia after Nomor 2 is in a bit of a scramble for a pick. And gotta dive into those A maps themselves. So I suppose Hidden 3 will be the first map they go for. Finger control, juicy flow aim. And this is definitely something that you're gonna see like 7 misses on one pattern happen on like either of these players.
Yeah, the definition of a chain miss map. If you aren't comfortable on hidden flow or the finger control, then you're gonna get crapped on by this map. It is just kind of brutal for the most part.
Yeah. I've seen players getting an FC on this map on the match, getting 300k because that's just the life of a flow hidden player. Sometimes when it goes well, you are basically 1v4ing a team, and when it doesn't go well, you just do average, I guess. But yeah, looking at the players now, GNX coming in, Hakui Koyori and Majira McQueen. Waiting for one more, but a bit tricky for Indonesia here. Can't really think of the fourth player per se that is comfortable enough for this map. On the other side, Philippines having Zani and Nathan Ram. Pretty good. They are definitely the hidden cornerstone for the Philippines. Been seeing Ramo coming in quite often, but I forgot if he's comfortable enough for these kinds of flow, but he's gonna come in anyway. Sticks for Indonesia, actually.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all to see Ramu in for this. If Ramu weren't able to play this, I don't think they would pick this first. He is just such a strong hidden player to join with Nathan Ram on a map like this. And for the side of Indo, am I right saying you probably want to look at Dito on this map? Dito GNX, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he would be strong on a map like this for their side. And it's going to be Icarus to take that final spot for Philippines, one of their second strongest performer last week by performance score. And it looks like we're about to get into it. First map of the match, Philippines versus Indonesia, underway on the first pick, Heartstrings by the Philippines.
It's gonna get real dicey. 2 minutes and 29 seconds, not the longest map for sure. First part, definitely a bit of trickery involved. Let's see if all of our players have practiced this first section. As we are seeing the first slider breaking from Ramo, but yeah, the perfect stack in the beginning is quite annoying. At the end, there is plenty of that as well. As we see GNX finding the first miss for Indonesia, Major McQueen and Sticks for the second and third one. Accuracy trades it right back alongside Ramo. It's a 2v1 situation, but accuracy favoring Indonesia in this current moment.
Yeah, out of the beginning, you can see Ramu actually struggling a lot out of the start, all the way down at 90%, but still able to hold the lead for his team because of Nathan Ran and Zany. Meanwhile, it's only Hakui Koyori holding on to the big combo for Indo, but they're going to take a lead back. But there's the break from Mejiro McQueen, and that's going to give the lead back over to Philippines. But everyone is missing blank tap. It's just Nathan Ram and Hakui Koyori to hold on to those FCs.
Indeed, Ramo falls yet again. 1v1 right now on the bottom left players of each team. Going into this kind of jammy, kind of jazzy part, but it's going to be slightly tricky. Gotta be very careful of this 1-6, this power slider, and Nathan Ramo falls for it. Hakui Koyori knows the ins and out of this map, giving us a room tour of this hidden 3, 670 combo, and still climbing.
Oh, finally finding the drop. But he had done so much work, but it's not enough. It quickly goes back in favor of the Philippines. 56,000. Wait, was that a Bancho miss? It just swung back over. Okay, maybe some of that was Bancho.
Okay.
But it's still going to start going back to Philippines further with Ramu on the combo with Nathan Ram to try to establish a lead here. But it's so tentative. If they miss at all, Indonesia's going to start to wheel it back in.
Yeah, this is one of the most difficult part at the end of the map. Zani and Nathan Ram falls, and now it's going to be slightly free as we are slowly but surely increasing the combo for Indonesia here. One last difficult section, and it's going to be quite the spike. If Indonesia misses here, I think Philippines gets it in the back. Now the last section, one dangerous perfect stack to be wary of. 30k difference. GNX, Major McQueen, Haku Koyori holding on against Ikarusa and Ramu. But is there time? Is there an opportunity? One last section. This is it. Indonesia. Will they be able to steal this away? Going to the flow section. Watch out for the message. GNX is gone. Major McQueen is gone. And Philippines takes the first point.
Wow, now, I don't think either of us thought that one was going to be so close, Blank Tap. Indonesia's so close to stealing that one away, but the Philippines just holding on into the ending. Nathan Ram, Ramu, and Zany, the three-way, almost 500k, enough to starve off this Indo squad that almost took a scary break point on that first pick.
No, didn't go too well. Not the best first start for Ramu there. I think we were very concerned regarding him, but he recovered, bounced back quite nicely, and of course, alongside the standout performance from both Nathan Ram and Zani, Philippines just kind of got it in the back. However, Indonesia does have their own obvious pick, and I really don't know if they're gonna pick number 2, but I suggest they should.
Yeah, I mean, after a couple speed bans, I mean, it makes sense if you're Philippines and you see Indonesia ban those maps, you pick Hidden 3, and if you're Indonesia and you see Philippines ban DT2, DT3, you pick the last speed map, and that is the Nomad 2, so probably gonna pick that one if you want to get on the board here to equalize immediately, or you can keep that in your back pocket for a rainy day later in the match, but if I'm them, I probably want to pick this now as well.
However, though, it doesn't seem that it is an obvious pick for them. I suppose we shall wait a tiny bit. Probably contemplating something along the lines of the AIM lineup for this quarterfinals map pool. And they are going for it. They do not care about Philippines' second seed, basically performance in the last round on the AIM map. Indonesia going straight for the awkward AIM Nomad 1.
This map, it's much different to the round of 16 Nomad 1. Firstly, it's a lot harder, and also the BPM is a lot higher. While the previous map was a very comfortable BPM, you can single tap. This one is 224 BPM, almost an alt map depending on who you are. It's a much different style of aim map, and Indonesia can't be afraid of Philippines just because of that round of 16 score.
Yeah, I mean, you know, to be fair, the last round's Nomad 1 is more similar to this round's Hidden 1. This is definitely something different, but Indonesia still needs to prove that this pick is the correct one. First picking Nomad 1 is bold, however, so let's see if they can put on quite the show. The Philippines still waiting for 2 more, but you know, we are definitely gonna be, oh, there it is, perhaps, and the one, the only Nathan Ram. I think he is in pretty much every so often alongside Ikarusi.
And Mindfrost is going to be coming in for Indonesia, their highest performer by performance score in round of 16, and Lifeline as well, to join Dito and Hakui Koyori on this first pick. And here comes Nathan Ram to join Lord Gabriel perhaps and Icarus for this first pick for Indonesia. Hiroshiki Nomad 1, awkward aim coming in now.
Indeed, there we go. Finally, the good luck have fun is in the chat. And we're about to begin very soon. Looking at the lineup here, compared to last round's aim map, no, actually, that is DT1, so... Oh, okay, alright, so GNX will be coming in instead of that noob guy, which was the one who played Nomad 1 last round, so... I suppose not too comfortable on the awkward aim, and... Yep, going straight at it, you can absolutely see the stark contrast between each fans between each one teams. It's about to get real rough if you can't get in the groove for this map.
Lifeline bringing out that signature fast single tap for this map. One of the few in the game who still main single tap on a map this fast, everyone else alternating in this lobby, but no breaks so far in the lobby, showing no team here a stranger to this type of fast aim. And here we go into the TI section. Aim gonna get intense, an early miss from Dito, not to be matched by anyone on the Philippines thus far.
Perhaps finding the miss right after just say that 3v3 now as Lifeline soon to fall as well. Philippines holding on 30k difference and it's increasing. Indonesia bleeding out a tiny bit, but can they get the wound under control? Mindfulness and Hakuikoy are very consistent on these kinds of maps, but it's time for them to step up once more to hold it off against Philippines Triple FC thus far.
They're gonna hold on to this lead steady as Dito really struggles to find a combo on this map. And it's still the three-way, only perhaps having fallen for Philippines. And Nathan Ram still holding on to the double S over halfway through the map. Very strong stuff from him, and there goes Hakui Koyori, and Mind Frost dropping as well. Now it's looking really bad for Indonesia on this pick. Philippines looks like I was completely wrong, could get another top score on this, but it is going to be the breaks from Icarus and Nathan Ram. So just Lord Gabriel now holding on to the massive combo.
Reaching the 4-digit mark, 1,000 combo on the board. Lord Gabriel making sure that he is above everyone else. 600,000 individual score and still increasing the lead, nearing impossibility of being thrown away. Indonesia can't really do much this first pick, backfiring on them quite severely, sadly enough, and Lord Gabriel will put in nails after nails into Indonesia's coffin. Still holding on, actually, Mouse.
Great stuff from Lord Gabriel, finally finding the miss, but nonetheless, it's a 600k score lead for them going into the ending. Big combos, not gonna do a thing at this point, and everything's fallen apart for them, and it's gonna be the early break point for Philippines.
Quite daring of Indonesia to go into Philippines territory, but sadly, Philippines will take this away, a very early breakpoint for a very early start for them. This is going to be a bit of a difficult momentum to stop for Indonesia as Philippines goes into their own pick once more. Looking at the map pool though, I mean, Hidden 1 is much more, I suppose, normal to say the least compared to Nomad 1, but I think the Philippines gonna keep baiting Indonesia on picking other A maps for them, and Philippines gonna kind of go for these quote-unquote inconsistent skills that probably tech, probably more of those flow A maps like that Hidden 3. Oh, what do you think, Tomas?
They can pick the maps that are, they can pick the funny maps in this pool, I think, like the Nomad 3. The variable BPMs in that map are just really crazy. They can pick something like that, but the problem with that is we saw Heartstrings. That map was so close, in part because their advantage on those maps isn't actually maybe as big as we perceived. So maybe they will try to go for something a little more consistent. And there's a lot of consistent maps in this pool. The flow aim maps like the Fremod 1 or the Fremod 3 even could be okay choices. There's always remote control, but I think they're going to count on Indonesia potentially picking that.
Yeah, something that is kind of up in the air is definitely the Hot Rock slot though. Not much clue who's gonna dive into this one, but Philippines confident in their own flowing capability, going straight for Fremont 1. This is gonna be the consistency stream map, no tricks. It is all flow. Oh boy.
Yep, one of our 2 farm maps of the pool. There's a little thing I'm keeping in my head for this weekend is I'm going to see what the highest PP score is between this map and remote control. I know we've already gotten an FC
wow.
on remote control, and I know that's not worth as much PP anymore. Probably somewhere in the 600s. We're gonna see if someone could get a 600 on this map in the match.
What's like the max PP on this map? I'm guessing you're looking on the Hot Rock guys to do it, I suppose.
I'm not sure, honestly, because I think this map was worth more than remote control these days, I think. Even on the, like, maybe a high AC hidden or no mod, but the Hard Rock for sure. If you can choke this map with Hard Rock or only get a few misses, that's going to be well into the 800s.
God bless CSR.
And
Alright.
unfortunately for Lifeline, we're not playing this map with double time, but maybe still will come in on this for maybe a no mod or a Hard Rock.
Alright, now it's time for the fun prediction on the free mod. Looking at Indonesia, I do feel that we're gonna see Hakui Koiri on Hidden and Mindfrost on Hot Rock, but I don't know if they want to bank Mindfrost on Hot Rock when he's very consistent on the no mod. It's gonna be quite a high risk, but I don't see anyone else taking that mantle from him.
Really unsure who goes mods on this, because it's like, it's just one of those feeling maps. Like, it's,
Yeah.
I feel like people who can play this on Hard Rock might not want to play it with HR, because they're gonna be getting almost SS accuracy on no mod for the most part until maybe the long stream. But I could probably say I think Zone Luis might take the Hard Rock on this for Philippines. Not sure who would do so on Indonesia. Maybe Mindfrost on Hidden or Haku Kiori on Hidden.
Pretty up in the air, but my prediction is Zani Hakui on Hidden. Oh, okay, yay. Gabriel X actually taking the one for the team for Philippines. Hot Rock on him and Hot Rock on Mindfrost for Indonesia. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, 4 minutes of nothing but 200 BPM streams. It's gonna be a long ride, and it's gonna be fun for them.
Bit of a fan favorite, I think, this one, or at least maybe because of the song. In the pooling team, a lot of people really like this song, so part of the reason this ended up in the pool.
Let's see if the players share the same sentiment so far. They're quite enjoying it. 8 full combo thus far. 17k difference towards the side of Philippines as they hold the better accuracy. But first miss coming from Zani. Indonesia slowly but surely reeling it back in. Definitely not as good as Philippines on the accuracy. But with such a combo dense map like this, it's gonna be important to keep the combo going long and strong. A quick carry with the first miss for Indonesia after a while. 3v3 on the board as we go into the slow section.
Overall, a fine spot to be if you're Indonesia. If you're playing 3 FCs versus 3, then you're ready to pounce if Philippines does find the miss. And it's going to be Lord Gabriel on the Hard Rock, still holding on. Someone in chat mentioned Lord Gabriel with a very strong HR score on this, looking to potentially replicate that in the lobby, still holding on to a very strong 99.3% through the first third of this map. But people are all going to be looking at the ending of this map, the place where it gets the most difficult. Everything before that is, I'm not going to say relatively free combo because we've already seen misses. And there goes Medro McQueen missing on the star pattern as we get into another long stream section. Who's going to hold? Who's going to break?
Next will fall. Now it's only Mindfrost ID. The most fragile combo on the Hot Rock, but being matched by another Hot Rock FC instead of Philippines, Lord Gabriel holding off against Mindfrost while Nathan Ram and Zone Luis is left uncontested. Zani with a beautiful recovery as well. Indonesia scrambling for recovery currently, but they will be given 2 misses by the Philippines, but it's still a 2v1.
Mindfrost still holding on to the FC on the Hard Rock through that first difficult part is incredibly impressive. He could be in the running for getting that highest PP play of the weekend, as I mentioned earlier, but nonetheless, this is a team game, and right now it is Nathan Ram and Zone Luis, the 2 no-mod players for Philippines, bringing that score lead forward, both holding very good AC. and getting that score lead up to 360k and rising for Philippines.
Stacks with a massive chain miss now,
Oh
and
my
my
God.
Frost with the bottom left miss. Halfway Koyori unable to hit the circular pattern. Quarter of the map remains, and yet not much hope for Indonesia here. 460k difference. Nathan Ram and Zone Luis still looking like a bird in a flock of birds. I mean, alright, still with the double full combo, whatever. They are still rocking in this free mod. Oh my god, Nathan Ram is slightly shaky for sure.
Zone Luis does go down. Mind Frost cannot hit a single circle on this long stream. Oh my god. Nathan Ram also going down. Yeah, but that's good enough for the Philippines. 770k, an insanely strong performance on this pick. Zany.
Yes. Oh my.
Hit the long
Okay,
stream.
Alright, he just hit all of those on hidden nonetheless. 788k difference. Pretty convincing lead of Philippines. Just gonna keep the ball rolling. Third point on the board to Indonesia's none. However, things can still change. Let's see if Indonesia can find something in them to turn this around.
You know, Blank Tap, they were really close on that hidden 3 pick. And with that logic, that could be a reason even for themselves to pick a map like the No-Mod 3. If it's something where
That is fair.
neither team is really getting their foothold, all you need is that one hero performance to pop off and potentially take a pick there. But I'm sure at this point in the match, Indonesia are going to want to pick something where they're more consistent as a team. So probably not going to go for that yet.
Yeah, I don't know about diving straight into something like DT1 will have Indonesia here. They kinda need some other skill set to kinda throw away the mind block, the mental after losing that Nomot 1. Just gotta regain their confidence, but Nomot 3 does seem to be a very competent pick after that hidden 3 debacle. Anything else? Not much crew. Once again, Nomot 2 is still on the table for Indonesia, but they do seem quite hesitant regarding it.
Yeah, I think this is the point in the match where you gotta pick that, though. I mean, your opponent banned 2 speed maps. You have a pretty strong speed roster, all things considered, so might want to just get it out of the way now, get your point on the board, try and regain some momentum in this matchup where your opponent is looking so strong.
Nonetheless, they're definitely taking their sweet time, and oh my god, they are diving straight into it raw. DT1.
Oh.
No. Okay.
We've got to farm off, folks. Sound the
Oh
alarm.
god.
Sound the alarm. Break class if emergency. Philippines have picked Fremod 1, and now Indonesia have responded with remote control. We've got the different era of farm here. Just the 5-minute DT map. There was a PB record on this map. Some of you might not know, back in the day by Shigetora.
Quite the map, that's for sure. Very legendary, a lot of legacy. Yeah, this is going to be a fun map all around, ladies and gentlemen. AR 10.5 actually this time around, so a bit higher than usual, but it is all about jumps, it's all about that very spacious key eyes. And Indonesia, I mean, one on from that Fremont 1, gonna farm their own selection of maps, going straight into the jumps instead of the streams.
And you can see everyone has left the lobby except for a couple of players to probably get their aim ready for the AR 10.5, because that can be a difficult transition if you haven't been playing high AR that much in your session. And although a lot of people would say that the 10.5 doesn't really feel like it on this map because of how comfortable it is, it still will make a difference. You have to make sure you don't drop accuracy at the start.
Yeah, that first part is kind of tricky to act for some reason, but coming in now, Lifeline, Hakikari, Mindfrost, and Styx. Lord Gabriel, Jitters, and Zonewiz for Philippines, and definitely awaiting the arrival of the Nathan Ram. Quite surprised to not see Detail coming in. Usually he's the man for these kinds of DTs, but I suppose he's not feeling too comfortable today.
Icarus to take that final spot for Philippines to join Jitterish on his first map, Zone Luis and Lord Gabriel. While Hakui Koyori, Lifeline, Styx, and Mindfrost, Indonesia trying to get on the board with their second pick here. And they've got a long map to do it, so don't have to worry too much about the early break, but you do need to have some consistent combos on this one in order to take the point.
And here we go. Will this be the first step taken by Indonesia? Or will it be yet again another of the Philippines? Now going into the opening section. Truly and dearly. The remote control. Starting off accuracy. You know, it's not there, but once the map actually starts, these players should recover quite quickly. But Indonesia starting off with a 10,000 lead with no misses on the board for anyone else.
And Indonesia actually did succeed in getting Nathan Ram out of the lobby on this pick, so you don't have to deal with that top performer for Philippines on this one.
Still quite close, and yeah, Lifeline, the first one to miss. Now that's a bit of a situation for Indonesia there. Definitely looking forward to Lifeline performing on this one, but he's the first one out, ladies and gentlemen, going to the first HI section, 4v3, going to the first pair of jumps, no one finding a miss, but what about the second round? Zone Luis will trade out Lifeline, round 3 coming in, and Hakui Koyori falls, and now down to 1. Mindfrost ID once again holding on to his full combo against 3 in the side of Philippines.
Yeah, Mindfrost all alone here, but Lord Gabriel does go down, so now it's a bit of a 1v1 here, Mindfrost versus Icarus, with a 30k score lead for Philippines. That is not that big. It's going to be a slight combo lead for Indo, so they just need to hold on a little bit here, and they should be snagging the score lead back, but they need to hold on to the combos. They need Mindfrost, their top performer, to hold on 99.89% into the next chorus section. Jumps are going to get difficult again here. Who's going to go down? Everyone holds through that pattern.
Icarus is down, and Mindfrost steals it back somehow, some way. Indonesia with the cavalry, recovering with Lifeline and Styx. But on the other side, San Luis and Lord Gabriel is there nonetheless. One man is standing alone, but not. Oh my god, he's actually doing it. He's a... Okay, Indonesia is being saved by Mindfrost ID right now, Mouse.
He's the hero. He's the hero that Indonesia needed. Still holding on to that FC, but he needs to not miss on these buzz sliders. Miss on these. Catch out some people on Scorpion 2. They could be tough, but Mindfrost holds 99.7%. Such a strong score from him, and he is just carrying his team when his team needs it most.
230k lead, Mindfrost alongside Styx and Lifeline, and now it is time for the last PI section. 1,500 going on strongly, finding the miss. Zone Luis, Tracy Route, Styx and Lifeline, the last man standing, but 300k difference is quite the cushion as Philippines a clean sweep in their side, no more combo, and Lifeline is the remaining person for Indonesia. 350k still climbing up going to this ending section, Miles.
Good combo from Lifeline into the ending, and it's going to be a definitive victory for Indonesia on remote control, finally missing at the end. But that 930k score from Mindfrost is the headliner of this one, folks. A 424k win for Indonesia to get on the board. Only one miss for Mindfrost with the 99%. So strong.
Okay, we're farming today. Pretty good first point, that's for sure. Very scary to see them go straight for DT1 after losing Nomad 1, but you know what? There's a reason why I'm here and they're there. They have confidence and it did pay off, but That's the first step out of the 6. They need 5 more points to close out the match, and Philippines is a bit ahead of them.
That's got to be worth some PP for Mindfrost, right? Like with CSR, only one miss, 99.3%. Like that's got to be at least like 500 something. Gonna need to check on that.
That is definitely solid.
All right, someone in chat says potentially 718. So 718, that probably beats every score set on Prismatics because there were a lot of chain misses there. So we've got our winner of CSR in this match. Congratulations, Mindfrost.
But yeah, other than that though, I suppose the Farmathon is over. We'll have to go back to the boring old tournament maps, to say the least.
Yeah, tournament maps. Time to go back to sleep. Just kidding, just kidding.
I mean, there's no one to yield any PP. Maybe they're gonna go for that next.
Alright, well, still a lot of great maps in this pool. I really love maps like Fremont 3 and DT4. But that's beside the point. What are Philippines gonna pick in response now? They've still got a lot of wacky maps in the pool, still a lot of consistent ones as well. And here's one of the more consistent ones, the Fremont 2. Seen this one be a safe pick for a lot of teams this weekend because I feel like it's really comfortable to overmod on Hard Rock and also not that difficult on the no mod either. It's just pretty difficult on your hidden player. But if you've got one strong hidden player, which I think both of these teams do, then it's pretty easy to get a good team score on this one.
Yeah, I do agree on that. Definitely looking for Koiri definitely on hidden if I have to guess. Most likely Dito on Nomad and potentially double hot rock coming from Mindfrost and that noob guy. Speaking of which, have we actually seen that noob guy coming in for Indonesia?
I don't think we have yet.
Yeah, that's strange.
Tough if he's not showing up.
Yeah, that is gonna be very telling for the Philippines if that guy does not come in here for Indonesia right here, right now. That is critical information. Philippines already ready. Zani definitely on the hidden task. Nathan Ram and Icarus potentially Nomad, and Lord Gabriel. I mean, we've seen how he did on Fremont 1 Hot Rock. It's safe to say he's gonna go Hot Rock again. Actually, Fau coming in for this one on hidden.
Yeah, Fau, that specialist that Indonesia has coming in, probably to take a hidden on this one. Meanwhile, for Philippines, not seeing Ramu in for this one kind of surprised me. He was the player I thought would be that hidden player, but perhaps Zany will take the hidden, as Nathan Ram comes back, probably to take the Nomad on this, or a Hard Rock with Lord Gabriel.
Yeah, I can see that happening. This is a relatively short anti-mod map, 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Very consistent on the aim, very standard, so this is gonna be very scary. I do think that for these kinds of players, they're not gonna go below 400k for such a simple map. And as we can see, all hell is breaking loose. The double hot rock for both sides and a single hidden. Here we go.
And you can see right out of the start what's the real difficult pattern in this map. You have these pentagons that are really easy to break on, especially on the Nomad and hidden, but are a lot more simple on the Hard Rock. You can just snap all of those, but you might flow these on the low AR. And we see a lot of players already finding breaks. Nathan Ram, Zany, Dito, and Fau all going down, and there's a lot more misses to be had on these streams as well, testing the flow aim pretty hard. Lots of breaks coming out here. We're going to see who holds on through the breach. And it looks like it's going to be Icarus and Mindfrost to continue holding on to the FCs with a couple hundred combos alive on Dito, Lifeline, Nathan Ram, and Lord Gabriel.
Oh my Frost, what was that slip, darling? 50k difference, and now it's just bleeding out for Indonesia. No more combo, no more firepower as Ikarusi holds on with that nasty full combo on Hatro. Nathan Ram and Zenny recovering very nicely as well, and Indonesia finding a miss in the side of foul.
Icarus goes down, so it's going to be majorly here Dito and Lifeline versus Nathan Ram and Zany. Just a tentative lead of 120k for Philippines, but that can shoot back to Indonesia if the breaks come in, but it's going to be Lifeline to go down. The very low accuracy he needed to hold on to the combo, and it's Dito as well to drop. It's disaster for Indo on this one.
This is definitely what Philippines wanted. Nathan Ram up and ready, has drunk his basically evening coffee. 600 combo, a beautiful recovery from that beginning miss there. A quarter map remains, and as the lead skyrockets to a solid 400,000, Philippines is not letting this go.
Mindfrost doing everything he can once again on this one, holding the massive combo, the 560k and rising. But doesn't matter when you've got all four members of Philippines holding on to massive combos here. Lord Gabriel, Icarus, and Nathan Ram. Big combos into the end, and it's going to be a massive 620k plus victory for Philippines on this one.
Philippines still ahead by two break points?
Just
no,
one.
Still one, I suppose. Yeah. But tough decision once again for Indonesia. Note 1 didn't go too well. DT1 went pretty good. But what's the next step? Hidden 1 is something to consider, but again, number 2.
Are we going to pick Shimmy?
Or is it gonna shimmy out from Indonesia's hand once more and they're gonna pick something else?
There are a lot of other comfortable maps in the pool. I think there's like that Fremont 3, but I don't know if they'll pick that after what Philippines did on Prismatics, because they're both very flowing intensive maps, even though one's a stream map and one's a lot lower BPM. Yeah, I really just don't know what they pick here other than Shimmy.
That's true. I guess Shimmy and then Hidden 1 jetpack race. I do think that this Fremont 2 is very telling of what will happen on Hot Rock 2 and perhaps even Hot Rock 1 actually for the Philippines. I do think that the Hot Rock is starting to seem a bit favored towards Philippines.
Yeah, taking their time though, thinking a lot about this next pick. Because you really have to get on the board with this one, otherwise Philippines gets up to 5, their match point, and they can pick for the match. And Shimmy is coming out.
Alright, let's go. Finally, Mazering tapping. Mav, oh boy, we're in for a good one. 1 minute and 48 seconds there, so it's slightly intense.
It's on the shorter end though for a speed pick. It's 240 BPM, only 1 minute 48 seconds, so not really going to be testing the stamina that much as long as you're able to play these 240 long bursts. Not really long streams. I think they're closer to bursts than long streams.
This is going to be pretty quick, literally and figuratively. You can see Nathan and Zone Lewis already kind of chilling there. Sticks coming in, definitely looking to have the same roster as we see from the previous time they played the speed map. If I remember correctly, Lifeline, Hakui Koyori, and one more that I slightly forget. Actually, Major McQueen, there we go. Mindfrost is coming in as well, actually.
Looking for that 4th speed player. I assume it's going to be Lifeline. Yep, there he is. One of the best in the game on the high speed. This is probably too slow for him if I'm being honest, but should be very comfortable on this map. Up against Zone Louise, Nathan Ram, Jitterish, and Icarus. Can't say I've seen Nathan Ram play too many speed picks.
perhaps it's time for us to bear witness to him. It's going to be Nomad too. It's not the longest map in the pool, so probably feeling that he has the energy, just enough energy to do it. And thus, here we go. Good luck, have fun is in the chat. We're about to begin Indonesia's third pick. Can they keep it going, or will it go down with a whimper? It's time to tap.
It's time to tap indeed. 240 BPM. It may be a short map, but nonetheless, it is mapped by Mazarin, and the genre is metal. So you know what you're going to be seeing on this one. Going to be a lot of streams, a lot of tapping being tested on this one. Into the streams, early breaks from Sticks. Zone Luis to match, but it's a massive accuracy drop alongside Sticks misses. So it'll be an early lead for Philippines on this one.
And the 15k difference accuracy not too far off. Nathan Rama holding for his dear life, praying to every single DT up and above for him to hold the combo. And right now, the gods are listening to his prayer. Oh my god.
Oh my god. He is combo gaming. Down at 89% for Nathan Ram, 93% for Icarus, still holding on to the FCs though, and Mind Frost goes down for Indonesia. That is not a combo you can afford to miss when everyone's holding on the other side. It's just Lifeline to hold on for them, and Philippines is going to run away with this lead. Icarus does go down though, so that's one combo down, but they need more. They need to see Nathan Ram and Jitterish break.
Nathan Ram is currently breaking the international rule right now. 800 combo, 89% accuracy.
Oh my
He's
god.
blowing 900 combo. Oh my god, he is shaking, and yet he is the last one standing for Philippines.
And Lifeline goes down right before the break, and Nathan Ram putting on perhaps one of the most insane combo game performances I've seen on a speed map. 87%, he is mashing, he does not care because it's still an FC. And he's got it, oh my god.
680k FC is generational.
87%.
accuracy.
87%.
GG, that's the best score in the game. Oh my god.
That's beautiful, that's the best thing I've seen since Will Stetson on Gwyn.
Alright, that's... Yep. Philippines are... they're feeling it, I guess, after that performance.
Yep, that's one of those picks if you're Indonesia that they couldn't afford to lose that one. Now Philippines, the combo game there, getting through, winning that one. Now with the opportunity to pick for the match, up 5-1, got a lot of maps left in the pool for them to choose from.
Yeah, the Delhi Isle is looking ever so open for them. Lots and lots of skill sets. They kind of proven themselves to be much more capable than Indonesia, especially precision and especially the hard rock centric one after that Fremont 2 performance. No clue if they're gonna go for it or if they're gonna complete the pick, pack, and toe by picking Fremont 3.
Yeah, there's a lot of the more aim control-y maps in the pool have gone untouched so far, like the Nomad 3, Nomad 4, Hard Rock 1 to an extent, Hard Rock 3, not really aim control. Hard Rock 3 is kind of a weird case in this pool where it's like a slider aim pick, but it's slider flow aim, if that makes sense. Okay, we're gonna get normal flow aim and not slider flow aim on Seeking You. The alt map, Miami Pop, this was an original for Chinaland earlier this year. Still, how did they get Miami Pop for an original? That's so cool.
That is kind of crazy, yeah. I love Miami Pop.
Oh yeah.
They definitely yields the most unplayable alt maps there is, and I love them.
I've got to announce, Upset Watch has happened. Taiwan over on the A stream may have just pulled off one of the biggest seed upsets in World Cup history. Seed 26 just took down seed 12 Romania on tiebreaker. That is insane.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Okay, sure. That's fine. that's definitely normal.
Yeah, that's crazy. But back to this one. Nathan Ram, Icarus, and Zany in the lobby for Philippines. Hakui Koyori alone for Indo so far. This map for mods is kind of interesting as well with Prismatics, where like you might want to put your best flow aim player on Hard Rock, but also they might be a lot more consistent on no mod on this type of pick. So you may want to put your fill players on the mods on a map like this.
This is gonna be flow aim central, and I do think that Zany is going to be the man for the job on the hidden once more. I think Lord Gabriel, I mean, we've seen what he did on free mode 1, we've seen what he did on free mode 2, and he's gonna do it again on free mode 3. But this time I don't think we're gonna see an over mod though, especially on this map. Not Hot Rock at least.
Yep, that noob guy finally coming in. I heard from our ref that he had logged on just about 30 minutes ago and was getting some warm-up in. So finally coming out here on potentially Indonesia's final pick of the tournament. Need to win every map from now on. They want to stay alive. And I mean, a comeback from 5-1 down. We've seen crazy things happen in matches before, but this one gonna need a miracle from Indonesia, and it's gonna have to start right now.
There's the reason why they call it a comeback. Indonesia, can they put that miracle to work once again? Pretty scary beginning, that burst, not catching anyone surprisingly.
Yeah, this map, it's really defined by those flow aim spikes in the chorus sections. It's massive circular flow that would put Justice Monster to shame.
Justice Monster. Yeah, that map is definitely something else, but this is a step up, and currently everyone is on board on stage. No one has fallen just yet. The spotlight will be shown onto that Numka. He's the first miss onto this map. First K section, and here we go. Kuru Kuru as everyone finds the miss. The hit sound's gone as Lord Gabriel finds the massive chain miss of his own.
So many breaks. Lifeline breaking the last combo for Indonesia right on that flow pattern, and who else other than Nathan Ram to hold on to the massive combo for Philippines. Their shining star, their port in the storm. Can he hold through this last cut stream here, hold the massive combo, potentially win this map right here, this match right here? And he does. The massive combo survives into the easier section, and Nathan Ram is going to look to take this one home, folks.
140k difference. It does seem to be a checkmate for Indonesia as that noob guy finds again another miss. No combo to be bare. 940 combo for Nathan Ram. He's still going the distance. 99.92% accuracy. 1 times 100 for him. Cutting, dicing, slicing. The chef is in the kitchen, and every single thing will be a clean fillet. Finally finding the miss, but it does not matter. A quarter of the map remains. 260k in the lead. It is near impossible to come back from this, folks.
Yep, Chef Nathan Ram cooking up another Philippines point here. Highest score in the lobby by a long shot. Hakui Koyori trying his best with the big combo, but ultimately not going to be enough in this ending. Although it's very impressive what Hakui Koyori just did, holding on through that entire Ki section, just missing at the ending. That noob guy with Hakui Koyori may have had the time to try and stage a comeback in this ending, but it's not going to be enough. And it is going to be Seed 14 Philippines continuing into the top 16 as Indonesia goes out top 24 by a scoreline of 6-1. It's GG, well played.
Oh man, quite the rough performance indeed, but Philippines gonna keep their streak going, not really sweating about their loss against Poland last week, and they will keep on kind of going in this bracket.